I want to remind you today of the power that you have. You have a lot more power than you think. And your power lies in the energy that you bring forth, in the energy that you choose to welcome into your life, in the energy that you surround yourself with. You have the power within you to create a life, to create success, to attract more of what you want by fine-tuning your energy.
Gabrielle Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
Welcome back to Dear Gabby. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, my friends. I'm so excited about today's episode because it's an episode that really defines success, really Gabby's definition of success. Because so many people come onto this show sharing their personal endeavors, their career pursuits, their desires to bring forth what is within them. But they're missing a key ingredient. And the key ingredient is fine-tuning your energy. Often we think that our success comes from how much we do, how hard we push, how talented we are. Actually, all that's a bunch of and what really matters is the heart, the connection, and the energy that you bring to it. Yes, of course, talent matters. Yes, of course, hard work matters. Yes, of course, your commitment matters. All of that. But all of that without the fine-tuned energy will fall flat. It'll fall flat, or it'll hit a glass ceiling, or it just will just not resonate. So I want to share a little bit of a story to help drive this home. I was in the market for a new makeup artist. I've had some amazing makeup artists. Some of them moved to LA, and I needed somebody that was going to really be committed to me, know my needs, and show up for me weekly at this point. And I met this young woman who had done some makeup for my friend in the country. And we were at a pool party at my friend Carolina's house. And she introduces me to this sweet young woman named Alex. And she's like, "Oh, Alex is the one that was doing my makeup." I was like, "I love that makeup from your event that you did the other night." And I just start chatting with Alex, and she's like, hanging out with me and my son. And she's like, getting in the sand with my kid, making some sand castles. And she's just so awesome. Her energy is excellent. Her vibe was exciting. She made me want to hang out with her more. And I didn't know where I was like, "Oh, wait, so you did that makeup for Carolina. That was excellent makeup. Would you like to do my makeup one day?" She's like, "Absolutely, Gabby. I've been reading your books forever. It would be so awesome to do your makeup. That would be amazing." Reach out to her. She comes. She does my makeup. It's excellent. Yes, the makeup was excellent, but the energy was perfection. She showed up with the best attitude. She showed up with a beautiful smile on her face. She went above and beyond. She started to prime my face before she put the makeup on me. She was doing this whole facial massage and ice rolling and micro current and just really caring for my skin, telling me all the details of what it was that she was doing to really get my skin all nice and juicy and plump before she put the makeup on. She was just so grounded, so easy to be around. It was as if I was hanging out with a really good friend. And that energy, while the makeup was awesome, that energy is why I said, "Please come back the next time and the next time and the next time." And I fell in love with her. And now when I have an early morning shoot, she legit sleeps over my house the night before. I remember I was on Good Morning America very early, and they're like, "Wow, you got your makeup done so early." And I was like, "Yeah, because my makeup artist slept over." And that is how Alex, now at the young age in her early 30s, has landed me as her client, and many other people in the high profile or celebrity space are now her clients on a regular basis, calling her, traveling with her, bringing them to do their weddings. And it's not because just the makeup is great. It's because she's great. And so I really want to drive that home for you today. You can have all the skills in the world. You can work as hard as possible. But if you don't show up with the energy, it's not going to stick. I know, as someone who employs people and I hire people, we can find some great people out there. But if the vibe for our community, for our company, for the ethos of the energy of our team isn't there, it isn't going to work. And so whatever it is that you're wanting to bring forth in the world, I'm going to ask you right now, What energy are you bringing to it? How are you showing up for it? How are you coming off? And yeah, maybe you're not an extrovert like Alex, but are you smiling? Are you kind? Are you quirky? Be quirky. Are you being yourself? Are you in your authentic truth? And that energy that you bring towards whatever it is that you want to bring forth, it's going to help it make an impact. So today's episode, I want to really teach you the power of fine-tuning your energy and recognizing that your vibes speak way louder than your words. When you are in an energy of high vibration, when you show up with a really good attitude, the universe will reflect that back to you tenfold. Definitely one of the keys to my success is showing up, smiling, treating everyone equally, loving people, caring for people, and checking with my energy. If I'm showing up to Dear Gabby and I'm not feeling 100%, I'm going to do anything I can to just smile, to get into it, to commit to it, to take care of myself in whatever way I need so that I can bring my highest and best. And that's what we have to do if we want to really bring forth our greatness. We have to show up, and we have to make sure our energy shows up first. I'm excited to hear from my guest now and see how this relates to you.
Hey, Gabby. Thanks for picking me to come on and talk with you. So for the past 6 or 7 years, I've been struggling with autoimmune disease and problems with my endocrine. And I have this pattern that's been ongoing since I was a child of having difficulty advocating for my needs to get met. And oftentimes throughout the treatment process, I've had doctors leave once I started seeing them. I would have positive test results and my doctors would dismiss them. And I've just had a really hard time getting treatment, so much so that about 5 years ago, I stopped seeing doctors. And recently I decided I wanted to take back control of my health again and try again with doctors. What can I do now to shift my energy so that I can be heard and follow through with treatment, get a solution, and get a proper diagnosis?
The same way I was talking about how we have to bring our energy to the table to have that success in our life, we also have to know what kind of energy we want to work with, whether it be people that we employ. In your case, you're employing these doctors to be the caretakers for you're the CEO of your health, as my friend Chris Carr would say. And so you're hiring your team. And so I want you to really get still with, what energy do I want in these doctors? I want them to have a positive perspective. I want them to be upbeat. I want them to be gentle. I want them to be caring, smart, whatever those words are for you. I want you to manifest your team, because you've got Team Jamie here right now that's going to support you in your healing. You said yes. You've raised your hands. Yep, I'm ready to start to get into it again. I want to have that health and I want to have that abundance in my body and my mind. And so be unapologetic about the kind of human you want to have on your team. Define it. Define it. What is the energy that you want to attract? And then when you wake up in the morning and you say, okay, I'm going to, go to that doctor today, go with your best foot forward. And also interview them from the standpoint of, so when good things happen, what's your attitude about it? And are you going to be optimistic with me? Because I need optimism. And hold them accountable.
Yeah, I really do want to get better, and I want to feel better, and I want to feel good, and I want to know what it feels like to be supported.
Yeah. And speak to your spirit guides, because guides work through doctors. And so from a spiritual perspective, there are entities and healing guides. There's spirit guides that are doctors that will help guide you to the right human spirit and work through them. So if that's a belief that you share with me, which I can see is something you share, and the listener who's out there that doesn't believe that, then, take it or leave it. But because, Jamie, you have that faith, write in your journal to your guides and say, thank you, guides, for showing me this doctor that you're going to work with. Help me find our team. And talk to those guides regularly. I have a strong feeling, Jamie, that when you start to do this, it's all going to start to line up really easily for you. And you're going to feel really supported by the team that you establish. And because of your willingness to get well, you're going to attract the team that is Team Jamie, Team Well Jamie. I also want to ask you, have your doctors ever asked you about your history, your past, your childhood?
Yes, and I do have a trauma history. And sometimes I felt like that's gotten in the way. Like oftentimes I'm dismissed, oh, you're a woman, you have a trauma history. Let's put you on antidepressants. Let's not look at the fact that you have positive antibody results, or look at your thyroid health, or look at your adrenals. And has been challenging. But I've also worked with some spiritual healers and kind of been noticing some of the patterns that come up from that trauma and trying to address that on my own a little bit with them. And that's been helpful in some ways.
I think it's all of the above. I'd love for you to go back and listen to my episode with Dr. Gabrielle Bernstein. In that episode, we talk about the medical industry and the medical field, and how one of the things that's most commonly overlooked is how trauma informs our physical conditions, particularly autoimmune in women. And I am all for getting the right doctors. You are having a physical experience that needs to be tended to. I'm all for the right diet. I'm all for the right supplements. I'm all for the right team, all of it. But that, without that deeper healing, may not be enough. And so I'm going to send you a copy of Happy Days. Let me just tell you something. You raised your hand and you said, I want help. So your guides are working not only through the doctors, but they're working through me right now. Trust me when I say this. I'm going to send you a copy of Happy Days, and I'm going to suggest strongly that this is your time. I want you to make sure you have a therapist or a coach or somebody to support you as you go through the journey of that book, and make that person, that therapist, part of your wellness team. Because that therapist is just as important as the doctor who specializes in autoimmune. Those two humans are Team Jamie, and one can't go without the other. We have to address the psychosomatic effects of trauma. And I know for myself, as my trauma healed, my gut healed. As my trauma healed, my sleep healed. As my trauma healed, my skin healed. All of the above. So I'm channeling for you now because my hands are now numb, and I'm hearing very clearly, love. All of the above. Okay? And also, this is a turning point for you. It's a really big turning point for you. I hope you can feel that, because there's something clicked inside of you that said, yeah, I want to get better. And you got here right now. And then this unfolds the next step and the next step and the next step. I hope you feel empowered by that, Jamie. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. Lots of good health and wellness coming your way, my love.
Thank you for your guidance.
You can thank your guides. I'm feeling them right here, right now. Thank you. If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.